Hello y hola, and welcome to our weekly podcast, something I'm starting to call my mindful moments. I'm your host, Alex Brito, here to guide you through the fascinating world of mental and emotional well being. Today, I want to dive into an important topic. It is all about how to recognize mental and emotional well being, or simply, how do I know that I'm taking care of my mental health? Okay, let me ask you this. What would you say are your top 3 signs or evidence that let you know that you are mentally doing okay, that you are emotionally functioning well, that you are well? I wonder what that would be for some people. For some people, it could be I'm able to do work, my basic things at home. For some people, it's like I'm able to stand my family and not freak out. For some people, is having a very good routine. But I want to be able to give you some tips and some really clear guidelines of how do you know, and if how can you also improve your mental health, especially as we're about to go into the holidays, right? We're having Thanksgiving, we're having Christmas, and all these different things affect our mental and emotional well-being. So it is easy to focus on what is wrong, but how often do you stop to think about what's going right in your life? And I say that because as I think about the holidays, we're going to be in situations that are uncomfortable. We're preparing for what's the worst, but what are some things that are actually going right in your life? Wonder what a healthy mind actually looks like. Have you wondered that? So let's explore what an emotional well being, your mental health, what it looks like on a daily basis within a good thing. So let's get this. First, we got to define some terms. We talk about mental health, mental or emotional well being. We got to define it. So, mental and emotional well being is more than just feeling good. I want to say again, it's more than just feeling good. It's about resilience, balance, and the ability to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of purpose. This doesn't mean being happy all the time. I want to say that. It doesn't mean you're going to be happy all the time. It's about having the tools to handle the challenges and bounce back when life throws you that curveball or that thing that stomps you in the ground, right? So now we have a definition. Let's break it down. When we talk about mental and emotional well-being, we're looking at 3 key areas to let you know that we're doing well, right? One is emotional regulation. Now, what is that? It's the capacity, the ability, the skill to understand and manage your emotions. Notice how I say capacity, ability, and skill. I say that because some people sometimes will be like, "Well, I can't regulate. That's just who I am." No, no, no. There's a skill you learn. If you're not good at it, that's okay. You can get better. So that if you are able to emotionally regulate and manage your emotions, and which is not to suppress them, then that's a good sign that you are taking care of your mental health. Another positive, another thing is positive relationships. Are you building and maintaining healthy connections with others? Notice that healthy, not just the clubbing friends, not just the hanging out party friends, not just the place friends who play video games once in a while. Are you building authentic and meaningful relationships with people? Are you able to maintain them? That means like when there's conflict, are you able to still manage to become friends and handle that? Okay. The way you handle relationships does give an indication of how your mental well-being and your mental health is. The third key area that lets you know that we're doing well is self-awareness. Now we hear this term, it's a very trendy term now. Oh my God, be self-aware. I'm aware. But it's what that means is understanding your thoughts, your behaviors, and how they affect you and those around you. So it's about figuring out like, hey, what I think and how I act is this way, and it affects me this way, but it also affects others that way. That's what we talk about self-awareness. It's not just about you, but what the things that you do, decisions you make, how they affect you and others around you. Now, what are some other signs of mental, because we got these are three key areas, last things we talked about. Now I want to give you some signs that will help you know you're the right path to you're doing mentally well, you're taking care of your mental health, right? now now that we know, again, we define what mental well-being and mental health is, how can we tell if someone, even if it's you or me, has a strong sense of mental and emotional well-being? And here's some indicators that I think will really help you. One is emotional stability. What that means is a good person, sorry, it's a person with good mental health that can acknowledge their emotions without letting them take over. Here's an example. If I'm able to say, it really makes me angry when I feel like people are not listening to me, but I'm not punching the walls and cussing people out. I can express my emotion, but I can also express I really need to be heard. That's what emotional stability is, not to not feel. It's to be able to know what you feel and be able to express it in a way where it doesn't overpower you, right? Your emotions are information. The second aspect that lets you know that you're going in the right area is resilience in difficult times. Life is hard. We can't expect a conflict free life. Life is going to throw curveballs at you. And this resilience thing is a big one. People with emotional well being can face challenges without crumbling. Obviously, they might feel sadness, they might feel stress, but they find ways to cope, like talking to a friend, participating in mindfulness, going to therapy, finding solutions. Some people choose faith as a way to cope with some of these situations, right? But they find a way to cope with it. It's not that they don't feel or they don't feel the pressure, but they're coping with it. They're not crumbling down. Another thing is that again we go back to strong relationships. Are they really? Are healthy relationships an important part of who they are and what they're trying to be? Because when you're in a healthy relationship, you integrate things like open communication, mutual respect, the ability to work through conflicts constructively. That's not just in romantic relationships, but that's in friendships, family interactions, colleagues, all of those things. These are other great indicators of that you're doing mentally well. Fourth is a sense of purpose. People often overlook this, but it's so important. People with a sense of purpose are more likely to stay motivated even during tough times because they know they're working towards what they're working towards, whether it's a career goal, a passion project, or a family situation. They know what they want. They have a purpose. The fifth is adaptability. Life is full of change. And those with mental and emotional well being can learn how to adapt and thrive when routines or circumstances shift. It doesn't mean they love the change, it just means that they can handle it. Okay? Change is part of life, it is uncomfortable. But if you're mentally well, you learn how to adapt really well. Number six is self care habits. Self care isn't just bubble baths and face masks and yoga, all that's good, but it's also prioritizing sleep, eating nourishing food, staying active, taking time to relax. If you're a napper like me, take your naps. These habits support mental health and make a huge difference in someone's overall well being. And I would even add overall mood. If you ain't got a good day of sleep, if you hungry or hangry, life is going to be a little difficult for you that day. I know it happens to me. These are six areas that we look at that let you know that you are um, in the right path towards emotional well-being and taking care of your mental health. Now, the big question: how do we cultivate it? If we realize, hey, there's some things that we're not navigating well, or there's some things I can do differently. You recognize some signs of like, oh, I don't know if I have this. I want to figure this out. I want to give you a few practical tips that will help you. The first one is to start small. with things like practicing gratitude each day. Try to write down something. Um, if you have an iPhone, there's this wonderful app called the Journal app where you can do it, write some stuff. You can put a video on it, make a meme out of it. But I think taking the opportunity to record, I would say 1 to 3 things every day that you're grateful for, you're thankful for. We've learned that people that have gratitude build really good resilience and mental well being. Another way you can start small is staying connected. Call a friend, spend time with loved ones, find social gatherings that are healthy and encouraging to you. If you like board games like me and my wife, there's Board Games Cafe. You can go to tournaments, and those are really fun to connect with people and have fun. Move your body. That's another way you can start small. And I'm not talking going to the gym for 5 hours. A quick walk, 10, 15 minutes. A yoga session can do wonders. Again, those who can handle yoga. Uh, being able even to do like simple like yard work, something to get your body moving, even if it's for 10 to 15 minutes. It helps activate your body, which affects the brain, it affects your emotions, it affects your mood. Another way you can start small is seeking professional help. I know that sounds crazy, like, oh, going to the therapist, small way, but it is because with the therapy, first of all, it's voluntary, and this is just for when things go bad. It's not only in crisis. It's also really good for maintaining wellness and mental health. Some of my clients that we work through a lot of their really big traumas and issues have continued with me on a semi-regular or regular basis as continuing mental and emotional support. I've done that with my own therapist, continue to have that support to process things as they come through. So and when we look at it at that framework, it's not that overwhelming. And the good thing with therapy, you don't have to, if you don't want to go, you don't have to go. And everything is confidential. So, you know, no harm, no foul if you don't vibe with a therapist. I do encourage you to find one you connect with. And that's something I encourage anyone who comes to me. If I'm not it, find somebody, let me know. I'll find somebody for you. But seeking professional help is another way to start improve your well-being. Going to therapy does not mean you are crazy. It does not mean that you are twisted. It does not mean you're the worst of the worst. I tell my clients all the time, most people in therapy are just regular people who are going through a difficult time and they need to process it with somebody. And if more people saw it that way, they'll be less freaked out about it because it is important to take care of your mental health. And I know that by experience more than by what I learned in school. So remember that building mental and emotional strength is a journey, it's not a destination. You got to be patient and kind to yourself as you're walking and navigating this along the way. I encourage you as we wrap up this episode of our podcast, our mindful moment. I just want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you get to see it afterwards, just thank you for listening and just take exploring this topic with us. I hope it really benefits you. I hope it heals somebody. And if you want to know more, feel free to check our content. And if you're interested in therapy or mental health coaching, check us out. We would love to walk with you. Until next time, I just want to encourage you to stay mindful and remember that you are stronger than you think. Thank you and have a great, great day.